Hello Hoovians and welcome back to the main channel. Today we're talking about Mrs. Flood and why and how. I'm curious about who she is and why I'm curious about her return. Yes. So, Mrs. Flood, aka Nosy Neighbour, aka Evil Villain that was going to be found out at the end of the last series, but it wasn't due to the fact that the Sutek, aka Susan Trad, was more important to the story at that moment in time than the Mrs. Flood not offering Ruby Sunday's adopted grandmother or foster grandmother, I can't remember which one, a cup of tea. So basically she was just trying to threaten her with a cup of tea, which personally I think is an interesting angle to go. Could we have our first ever villain that kills people by saying you can't have a cup of tea? Now that would be Doctor Who, because A, the Doctor don't really like using weapons, and B, we're not really one of those programs where we kill the villains, really. We try and destroy the villain. We don't technically kill the villain. We try and be humane about it. And I'm going to stop saying the word we, due to the fact that I'm not the Doctor and the Doctor's a program on telly. Yes, Doctors was a program on telly, but Doctor Who is a program on telly. I am not claiming at all that it's real. So I just need to remove the word we from any future and any former sentence I might say. So, let's talk about Mrs. Flood. Well, we know that anyone can fall in love because Anita Dobson sang that. So, Mrs. Flood's an evil version of Anita Dobson, played by Anita Dobson. So that's how we saw Mrs. Flood in a context that could be seen as canon, but I'm not going to call it canon, just she appeared in Doctor Who at the Prom. I'm not going to call that canon, but I thought to mention it. So Anita Dobson was playing Mrs. Flood at BBC, at Doctor Who at the Proms. The other thing I want to mention here is that some elements of Mrs. Flood remind me, personally, of Lemony Snicket in the Netflix adaptation of a series of Unfortunate Events. It reminds me of, I don't know what he's called, but the bloke that appeared in nearly every episode of the original, not the reboot, but the original version of The Twilight Zone. Alfred Hitchcock from Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And I think I'm gonna say that's about it. If I got it wrong or if I missed anyone, to let me know. But that's what Mrs. Flood reminds me of. So it's the type of person that. So let's talk about, I don't know, the bloke from the Twilight Zone. Let's use him as a good example. I was going to work on whether or not Lemony Snicket from the Netflix reboot of the series of Unfortunate Events, the Netflix adaptation, is a better one, due to the fact that Mrs. Flood could appear throughout the episode. I think I'm gonna just stick with my example I'm gonna use. So, what I think is good about my example is that Mrs. Flood there at the beginning, and it is there to introduce the story, and this is what the bloke from the Twilight Zone does. Now, overall, her return, to get more to the point instead of just diving off into a Mrs. Flood ramble, her return would be intriguing. So, if she was just a nosy neighbour, fair enough, but because she knows what a TARDIS is, I need to know more. I have heard rumours, I don't know how true they are, that we're going to find out the actual answer to who Mrs. Flood is at the end of this series. I want to. Now, I want it to be a good reveal, so that she sticks around as just the nosy neighbour from the next series. I want her to become really good friends with Ruby. I want her to become really good friends with the Doctor because of what I want her to be. I'll be honest, it won't happen. You're gonna say it. You're gonna say it. So I'll say it for you. I want her to be the Rani. Not the Master. No, 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 no. So she'd won. Should return as the Master. Yes. Return. He is doing budding audio, but we want him returning on the telly. So I think she's gonna be the Rani. I'll be honest. That makes everyone excited every time we think, oh, is this the Rani? Oh, is this the Rani? Oh, yes, it's the Rani. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on, yes. Yes, the Rani. Get in there. Yes. I don't know what that voice was. And I'm now intrigued if I can ever do that voice ever again. Who knows? Find out on Tom's Comedy Club. Hey! That was a joke. Clearly. So, I personally think it would be the Rani, and I am excited to find out if I'm right. If I am right, then everyone can stop saying, oh, is it the Rani? Oh, is it the Rani? Oh, is it the Rani? Because I'll say for every character that is unexplained, they'll go, is that the Rani? Is that the Rani? Or that Johnson's wife's hand that was, that helped resurrect him when the Master was technically dead and then became a human-eating thing, and now he's back to normal. Yeah, not questionable at all, but yeah. So that's why I'm quite often you look at the Rani's used as a gateway, but I personally really think it could either be the Rani or the Trickster. That's another good example. It was mentioned one previously, the last series, just briefly. So, my two suggestions is the Rani or the Trickster. There's only one way to find out. And no, it's not fight if you're thinking of making Harry Hale reference. It's just wait till series 2. I mean, series 14, sorry. 15. I do apologise. I got that horrifically wrong. Twice. I know I'm ashamed as well. You don't need to be ashamed because I am ashamed. Overall, to round off this video, I think that I'm excited for Mrs. Flood's return. I hope that we clear it up who she is, Rani or the Trickster. And if she's the Rani, or if she's neither, or if she's completely different, then I want her to be in the 16th series, but just as a hovering about character. Not as in anyone sinister, because we've already solved that. Thank you guys for watching. Diamond out. Bye!
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.